Well, good morning, Group D. This is Mr. Lopez wishing you a happy Thursday. It is April the 9th already. Hopefully you had a great week. Today is our last day for this week. Friday is a holiday for Catholics around the world. It's called Good Friday. So there's no school on Friday. That was the schedule. So today's your last day for this week. I want to thank everyone for their patience. I know things changed a little bit more. I know the first couple of weeks things were a little bit intense. I do apologize for that. It was our first time doing this, and I think I went a little bit overboard assigning assignments and stressed you out, the parents out. I do apologize for that. I did fix it this week. Your assignments are spread out. You have far less assignments to do and more time for you to work on them individually and less things for you to scan or your parents to scan and upload. So hopefully everything's working well and much better for you. I want you all to be in a good state of mind. I don't want you to get stressed out. I want everything to be as normal as possible. There is some good news. Next week we start live video streaming. We will meet on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10:30 to 11:30. I'm going to be conducting classes, writing. We're going to be reading. We're going to be sharing. And it's more of phase 2 of our virtual classroom. And this is going to give us an opportunity for us to talk to one another, hear your voices, see your faces again. So I can't wait for that. I'll be sending more information to your parents before Monday. I think Monday we'll spend a good time just getting everything worked out, taking care of any issues, any bugs that we have, so we'll have a better participation on Wednesday. So I'm looking forward for that. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. I just want to thank everyone again. So let's go ahead and look at 17.3. We're finding the unknown value of a given perimeter. Okay, they do give you the perimeter. So basically what we're doing right now is you're just adding up what they give you, and then you subtract that from the perimeter that they give you, and that'll give you the unknown side, the length of this one here, and G, whatever letter B. So if you take a look at this one here, we know they put a fence around it. We know the perimeter is 19 kilometers. Okay, again, we're finding the length of the unknown side. So again, we add all these. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And we subtract 14 from 19, you get 5. Sierra buys a piece of ribbon to sew around the edges of a square blanket. She uses 36 inches of ribbon, so she has a square blanket. And what do we know about squares? Okay. She uses 36. I know there's 4. And each one has to be 9 inches long in order for this to be true. And again, they're giving you the perimeter. Again, if they don't give you the perimeter, they have to give you a lot more information for you to find out the length of the unknown side. Okay? But for the most part, they'll give you that. Then you just have to subtract. So a multi-step problem here. Kenny puts a fence around his 5-sided garden. Here's his garden. He starts with 35 feet of fencing, so that's how much he purchased. After he's done, he has 5 feet left over. Okay, so after he did all this, after he put his fence around, he had 5 feet left over. Well, how much did he start with? He started with 35. So I have to subtract 35, subtract those 5, and I get 30. Now, once I have 30, now I divide 1, 2, 3 by the number of sides I have. And your answer is 6. Okay, so you're 6. So we know how much he started with. We know how much was left over. We subtract those two, then we divide by the number of sides. The next one. Okay, we have a square here. How much do we know the perimeter here? The one that Lini did. Okay, another square garden here. Perimeter of 28 meters. How many sides? 4. So we divide 28 divided by 4, and your answer is 7 here. Very good. Let's go into your practice and homework section. We'll have a quiz right after this. on Think Central. You don't have a lot to do today. Again, finding the unknown sides, the unknown side lengths. So we have a perimeter of 28, and we know these two are congruent. So I'll know these two are congruent. Okay, so I have 12 here. So if I subtract 12 from 28, I get what? I get 16. Now be very careful if you put 16 here, because that's not your answer here, because you have two sides. You have to divide that by 2. And once you divide that by 2, you have 8 centimeters. The same thing with this one. Okay, they're giving you the perimeter. Okay, so you know that's 40. So you add these two together, it's 22. Oops. 22. Let's subtract those two. I get 18. Again, I have two sides though. I divide that by 2, and my answer is 9 feet. Okay, that's the key right here. And if they give you multiple choice, sometimes they're going to put this as letter A. They'll put that as letter A because they know, oh, they're going to count on you going too quickly, and it happens all the time. It happens to me a lot if I rush through my math questions here. Okay, we have problem solving here for diagrams 3 and 4. So Mitch needs to replace the fence in his backyard. Here's the diagram. Shows the length of the borders of the fence. The length of the fence is 62 meters. Okay, so I know that. What is the unknown side? And I'm looking for this one here. So explain how you will solve the problem. Then write an equation to solve the problem. So this is the key here. You have to explain. Okay, you're going to come up with an answer of 19 meters. And how? Well, you have to say I add these numbers here, and that's here, right here. I add the numbers, and I subtract. Once I add those numbers, I get 43. I subtract it by the known amount of the perimeter, and then I get 19. Okay. Now here's another one here that you have to pay close attention to. What if Mitch changes the shape of this fence into a rectangle? So now this is a rectangle. Okay. How much fencing will Mitch need? Well, I know this is 12, and I know this now is 12, because I know these two sides are congruent. So this is no longer 12. So I add 12 plus 12. Okay. Okay, hold on. Take a look at the 14 right here. The 14, you have to be very careful because it's very easy to add. Oh, I'm going to add 14 to this one. But they added some to here, okay? And if you look at this number right here, okay, you know that's 9, that's 5. So you add the 14, you add the 5, that's 19. It's very easy to put the 14 right there. So you know this two sides are congruent. So now you have 12 plus 19, 12 plus 19, and that gives you what? 62 meters. Okay, when you add them all up. The key is knowing that this side now is 12, and knowing that this side now is 19. Now how? Because you know that this length right here is 5. So when you add that, you're gonna know that's the same size. Okay, so let's get to analyze it a little bit carefully. All right, let's look at the next few questions, or not few questions, but number 5. Here you go. Nagy has a mirror of the shape of a hexagon. Here's a hexagon. Puts a frame around the hexagon, and that has a perimeter of 42 inches. Okay. How long is each side? So how many sides do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 sides, so I know I divide 42 by 6, and that gives me 7. Zena has a square picture frame with a perimeter of 28 inches. Okay. Which equation can she use to find the length of the sides? Okay. Well, take a look at these two right here. You're going to multiply 28 times 4. That's going to give you a larger number than what the perimeter is. That can't be it. This one gives you a larger number than the perimeter here. This one you're adding. I don't know what they're even doing that, but see, you add 4 times what? 4 times S equals 28. Okay, so again, you're doing the multiplication equation that's going to be used to find the length of each side. So be very careful with that, okay? And that's 7 right here. Okay, each side is 7. Okay. Number 7. A farmer putting a new fence around a section of his ranch. The fence is not 35 kilometers long. What is the length of the unknown? So again, you add all these. Okay, when you add that, you subtract it by 35, and it'll give you 6. Okay, that was easy. The last 2. Glenda puts a border of wallpaper around her bedroom wall. The room is a rectangle. That's the key right there. With the side lengths of 3 meters and 4 meters, and if she has 20 meters of wallpaper, how much wallpaper will she have left over? So, again, you draw your picture of your rectangle. This is 3, this is 3, and this is 4, this is 4. Okay, because you know the length of 2 sides. Okay, so when you add these together, okay, that's 14. And when you subtract it from 20, you get 6. Last one, Jorge sews the trim around the edge of a tablecloth with 8 sides. Okay, he has 32 feet of trim. If each side of a tablecloth is 2 feet long, how much will the trim width? How much trim will Jorge have left? Okay, so he has 32 feet. Okay, where am I? He has 32 feet of trim. Okay, with 8 sides. If each side of the tablecloth is 2 feet long. Okay, so 32 feet trim. Okay, and it has 8 sides. Oops. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to stop right here. I had someone at the door. So, where was I? Okay, he sews the trim that it's 8 sides. Okay, he starts off with 32 feet of trim. Okay, so it tells you that each side is 2 feet long. So he has 8 sides. Each side is 2 feet long. 8 times 2 is 16. And you subtract the total number he has, and your answer is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. Well, I hope you all did very well. Take your quiz this morning or this afternoon. You also have some, I believe it's capitalization on IXL today. And keep in mind, anytime that you have extra time, that you want to do something, you can write in your journal, express yourself. There's always something you can do. You can go to Epic and read. You have your textbooks to read. There's always something that you can do. So be productive. Above all, stay safe. This is Mr. Lopez wishing everyone a happy weekend here. And hopefully next week we'll get a chance to visit each other and see each other face to face on our live streaming video conferences. For now, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. This is me saying goodbye. Bye-bye.